So cosmetology school was really like cosmetology class for me. I went to West Meck and we had a cosmetology program. You had to try out in the 10th grade to get into the program because you were in the program your 11th and 12th grade year. So knowing that, my 10th grade year, I went to the cosmetology class setting to meet the teacher because it's like if I want this, then I need for you to know who I am. You feel me? So I go up in there, right? And the door is locked. The door is locked. So, I knock on the little door, then one of the girls come. And somehow I get into the room because it wasn't an easy room to just walk up into. So I go into there and then Miss Davis come out. She's like, "Hey, how are you?" And I walk in and y'all, it's a real salon setting. Like, I went to a school. My school, it wasn't a bad school at all, but it's an old school. So most of the school looks, you could tell that it's been there for a while. But the cosmetology program, you could tell that it was fairly new because of how big it was. And the area where I was standing in was actually what we would call the floor. And on the floor, you would have the stations, you had the sinks, you had the dryers, you had the pedicure chair. And like I said, it was big. So I'm like, dang, this is a big deal. So I go in and the teacher, her name was Miss Davis. I introduced myself to her. And later on was when they actually had the tryouts later on that year. They kept making announcements about it on the afternoon announcements. And knowing that that was something that I really took serious, I would listen. So I stayed after school the day of tryouts, and I honestly expected it to be more girls, only because the school that I went to, so I'm gonna be straight up, like my school, it was in the hood. Not really, my school wasn't in the hood, but the people who went to my school, most of them is from the hood. And not to be biased, but where I come from, the hood girls know how to do some hair. It's different levels. Some people are very good, some people are medium, some people, but if we wanted to look good, for the most part, we either had to do our hair, or one of our cousins or sisters or aunts or mama had to do our hair. So I expected it to be way more girls trying out because I knew so many of us knew how to do hair. But when I went in there, I would say it was probably only 30 of us in there. It was 12 slots, and the school that I went to was a mixture mostly between black people and Hispanics. And it also surprised me that it was way more Hispanics than black people, only because most of my friends at the time were black, and so many of them did hair. So I'm thinking like, oh, she gonna be here, she gonna be here, she gonna be here, she gonna be here. No, they wasn't. It was a new group of people, a new group of girls who I didn't know, black girls, Hispanic girls. We did have white girls in there as well. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was it, but I may be wrong. I don't know. But anywho, so the tryouts went like this. So we were in, so like I said, it was the floor setting, it was the classrooms, it was the floor setting, and that was where I met Miss Davis, and I seen the stations and everything. But it was also different rooms within the cosmetology little area. So it was also the classroom. So we were in the classroom for tryouts, and we had to do this written test. Questions I ain't know nothing about. These was real questions, like with 19 this and 18 and this and that. Child, how the hell am I supposed to know? But I did it. We did it. And then we had to go into what I later learned was the mannequin room. And that was where we had to do certain styles on the mannequin heads. They supplied the mannequins, the head mannequins. And the styles was nothing that I had done before. It was pin curls, this little style called something like a swish roll, and all this other. I'm like, I don't know this. I'm like, God, but I was doing it. Some of my friends from middle school was actually in there. Lisa and Tasha was in there trying out as well. And I remember me and Tasha, we was very close at the time. So I think that we separated ourselves though, because like Tasha was really, really my girl, and we both took hair serious. So it was like, if me and you are taking it serious, we can't be standing beside each other, because girl, we gonna be laughing. Tasha know how to do some hair too. But anywho, so yeah, we up in there trying to do these pin curls and swish rolls. It may not be called that, I don't know. But Miss Davis and the girls that were already in cosmetology were the ones who was telling us, what to do and do this and do that and showing us how to do it. And they walking around with papers and judging us and but I ain't care. Come here, come see what I done did. Make sure, introducing myself, let these people know who I am. So at the end of the tryouts, they asked us for our schedule, and then we left. It was at the end of the school day. We stayed up to school to do it, then we went home. Couple weeks passed, and then I remember the girls from cosmetology coming to one of my classes and handing me and one of my other classmates, I don't know who it was. I think we was in English class. I don't remember the teacher's name, but it was the teacher with the locks at West Mac. I'm sure somebody at the Miss Lockett, that was her name. And they came in and they handed us the envelopes, and I opened it, and I had my acceptance letter into the cosmetology program. Baby, I was hype. Sorry, I didn't mean to get that loud. I was hype. Okay. And kids is nosy, so my classmates was like, what's that? Child, I will tell you, I got the golden ticket. Okay, I was big hype.